Hmm.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to the
Good.
deck. So, what do you want to talk about?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about?
Well, you were talking about the size of the deck earlier. So.
That was a joke. You know,
No, I don't know. Explain it to me. Oh, Lordy. Oh, man. I tell you, it's been a weird week.
yeah, why's that?
It's just been a weird week dealing with morons out there.
But I thought that was your favorite thing to do.
No, no, not my favorite thing to do.
I was trying to find a topic, and it's sad that Facebook has gotten so full of ads and just bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, I see fewer and fewer posts. I see more ads for like online games, uh,
Mm-hmm.
make your own TV channel, things like that. Oh, different streaming services like this one, StreamYard, and all this,
Mm-hmm.
and they come up so frequently that all the interesting posts are kind of like left in the shadows there somewheres. They get lost. It's getting sickening. Oh, here's something for you. Oh my God. It's that time of year, folks.
No, 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 no. I already yelled at people at the Dollar Tree because they got Christmas shit out already and
No,
Halloween hasn't
look
even
at
hit yet.
that. Black licorice flavored hot dogs.
That ain't real.
I know it ain't real, but oh my God, how
That ain't
disgusting.
real. That's nasty.
I mean, they come up with some good ones that you wish were real. I've seen some good things, like, yeah, I'd give that a try, but and then there's those that make you go, ew. And I just lost my Facebook page where I was.
Man, you're the one that goofed it. I wish things were as easy as it was when we were young
Now we know this isn't real
and had our
either.
fun.
I'll bet you this isn't real either, but it sure is funny.
What?
Uh, This is more for like a toy or a collectible or whatever you want to call it. Because if it was real, I'd get it and send it to Dwayne.
The cap. The captain's log. Messy, wet.
Oh, you
Messy,
messy
wet chunk.
wet chunk, and the rest of that's hard to read under that.
Where the fuck you find shit like this?
It shows up on my Facebook page.
It's shit. See, it's shit. You're a weirdo.
It just shows up on my Facebook pages.
Well, that's because the algorithm wants you to see turds.
There was, I've even seen some cool stuff where they were like, there's this dude that showed you his building process of customizing, building, molding, putting the engine in, uh, an exact replica, life-size replica that actually ran with a motor, but it didn't have all the toys, of course. But it did have the buttons on the steering wheel you could push, but they were more for cosmetic purposes. But he made the Mach 5, you know.
Yeah. Mm. Oh
I
man.
mean, they do the same thing. Some people do the same thing with the DeLorean too. They make it look like the Back of the Future car, but nothing really works in it. You know, it's just all for show.
Right. Well, would you expect anything to work in it? Would you expect to be able to turn that handle and start up the flux capacitor and then punch
Yeah,
in buttons on the dash and
you
then
know,
hit 88 miles an hour and then pop your ass back or
I know this isn't
forward?
paranormal, but you know, I was watching something. I can't think what the show was called. It's that one with Shatner, Unexplained or something. You know, William
Uh,
Shatner's like the host.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. I just can't think of it.
Anyway, they were talking about time travelers.
Hmm.
And people have been doing it for a long time.
That people have been traveling through time.
Yeah.
Yeah, every one of us travels through time. We travel forward through time. So everybody on this planet's an actual time
No,
traveler.
but they're talking about how they talked about there was
Well, supposedly CERN has already
a
done it.
couple of people have gone back in time, gone backwards in time to stop certain events from happening.
Can't stop certain
But
events
see,
from happening.
that's
There,
what I'm like.
there are
Okay,
events. There are events
right,
in the past. There are things that's happened in on this timeline in the past. You can't stop because they're what is that they call them? They're a junction point or
right.
or a
Well,
paradox point.
that's just it. I mean,
So
I
no matter what you do,
right.
fate has it already worked out that
And
that is going to happen.
right. So, like, if you went back to try to stop Kennedy's assassination, well, you know, if you stopped, like, if you stopped, oh, I can't even remember the guy's name, but if you stopped the shooter, no, that was Lincoln.
Now it's Lincoln.
But if you stopped that shooter,
Oswald.
Oswald, it's still fate would have had a way. Well, maybe he wouldn't have gotten shot at the parade, but he would have gotten shot somewhere else.
Yeah, but it wasn't Oswald that killed him. It was somebody from
But
it was literally a shot fired from the grassy knoll. If
yeah,
you
I
look at
know, but
watch the video, watch the video.
that's
I'm
another
sorry, but
that's another rabbit hole
a
altogether. I was just
bullet
trying to make a
coming
point.
in, I get this, but a bullet coming in from the back won't blow the back of the head off.
Oh,
The bullet came in from the front. And there are some people trying to say that it was the driver of the limousine that did it
and then
because they've taken this footage and doctored it and actually
right.
used our technology of today to make it look like the driver of the limousine turned around.
Well, and then there's also things like this. This is another way that I'm gonna kind of debunk some of their going back in time theory. You know, they've got pictures, old, supposedly old pictures. They were supposedly not tampered with, right? But like you said, in
Mhm.
today's day and age, you can make things look so real that you they'll
Have
fool
you?
they'll fool the person. Some people believe some of
Uh,
those movie posters are real that are actually coming out, but they're not.
have you seen the reels of um, the 1950s Panavision?
No, well, let me
It's
get back
using
to
a
my point.
computer. No,
There was a
this is
woman.
part of your point, though. They're using computers of today with the technologies that we have and the programs we have, and they're recreating like Star Wars and the Jetsons, and it's real life stuff, and it says 1950s Panavision, and it's, I mean, it looks like some of these old movies that you'd watch.
Right,
It's kind of cool.
but
But anyway, okay, there's a woman that what?
they have this woman, and she's in this picture, and it looks like she's really part of the picture and all, but she
Hmm.
appears to be talking on a cell phone,
Oh yeah, that I know what one you're talking about.
and some of
And
her clothing is like out of date.
yeah,
you know, and it's like, you know, I saw that the first time I saw that, and I'm going, yeah, that's kind of cool. And then I sat and thought about it a little bit more, and it's like, huh, today's technology, you could make some of that, it's hard to believe something. Well, look at, we got fooled so easily at first until we realized and looked into it and found out it was a mockumentary. That whole thing about the mermaids.
oh
Remember
yeah,
that?
oh yeah,
That documentary, it was like so well done that it was believable, you know
yeah,
and it's just, you got to really be, you really kind of got to be an investigator when you look at some of this stuff nowadays. I mean, with
yeah.
AI coming out, that makes it,
Um,
the average person can,
AI is out.
yeah, I know, with AI being out, the average person can make some of this stuff look so fucking real. You know,
Yeah,
I mean, it could get dangerous in the wrong hands. It really could. That's my opinion. You know,
yeah, it could. Definitely could get dangerous in the wrong hands.
I mean, as it is, you've got. I mean, they put it out. If you don't actually investigate something like I do, and you just take it for face value, you're gonna be fooled. All right. But
Mhm.
there's this site out there, Facebook page. They say it right off the top that it's a page all based on, you know, totally fiction. It's not true. These movies aren't coming out, but they're movies they'd like to see. They put, and they make movie posters and stuff,
Yeah,
and they look so cool that you actually believe that it's possible. Because they were done by, and I can't even remember the name of that site. I think it was like BA something. Uh, anyway,
anyway.
I was trying to find it again. I wonder if I followed it.
I
No.
do because it's your computer, not mine.
Yeah, can't find it. Maybe they got shut down. I haven't seen any of those like movie posters in a long time. But they were making like movie posters of like, something totally off the wall,
Yeah.
like a new Back to the Future one, and it was not not the two original actors.
Oh yeah, and then they're saying Back to the Future 4.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I already seen what?
Oh, never
What?
mind. That's an old post. I hate that when they repost those. They posted like, all right, they reposted like somebody's death, somebody famous.
Yeah.
But then when you look at it a little closer, it's like, oh, they passed away in 2004, you know. And it's not even the anniversary date, and it's like, why the fuck is it getting posted again? You know.
Right. I don't know. But there's a lot of different stuff out there. I mean, your AI is starting to get better.
Yeah, it's gonna
I
get
mean,
dangerous.
it's gotten to the point now where they've got AI that have conversations with you. Literally have conversations with you.
Yeah, well, AI is gonna get really dangerous. You know,
It's possible.
it's gonna cause havoc eventually. It's just the way it is. Because in the wrong hands, you know, I mean, I don't want to go all one way or the other, so I'm just going to leave it at that. It's just in the wrong hands, it can be dangerous, you know. And then you sit there, you can use, uh, people that are dead or alive and bring them to life and on the screen and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And endorse your products or whatever. It's going to create problems, big problems. Oh, here's another example of AI. I don't think you ever see this, but this is one of those ones that you might try.
What's that?
Blueberry cheesecake, Coca Cola.
I don't think so.
With the purchase
Simply,
of any other food item.
Yeah.
simply because it's Coca Cola.
Same day food purchase of $3.99 or more. One time use code and expires October 17th.
Oh, here's another one. Now, this would be cool. I could see this being real.
Yeah, what's that?
I'm trying to find the share screen again. There you go. Halloween cakes.
Funny. You would be the one to get something like that.
Yep. Yeah, now those are the kind of things I like. But all this advertisement crap, forget it. And it's always the same shit over and over and over again. It's like, I really don't want to play these games you're pushing on me.
Games.
Gremlins 3 on Netflix.
Right.
Here's one of those ones that I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that either.
I think we would have seen something on Netflix by now.
I don't have Netflix, so
Well, I do, and I watch it just about every day. You know, and if they're gonna do something like that, you'd think that they'd have the trailer or something playing coming soon. And I haven't seen that yet.
yeah, you would think, but
Now
stupid people are like glow sticks. I want to snap them and shake the shit out of them until the
oh
light comes on.
yeah, I've seen that one before. There's only one highwayman left.
Oh yeah, Christopherson passed
Chris
away the other day.
Christopherson passed away, and so that leaves Willie Nelson standing. He's the only one left
Yeah.
because Johnny Cash, uh, Waylon Jennings, and Chris Christopherson are all gone.
Mm-hmm.
That was sad news. I had to watch Convoy after that. And then
Just
I
because.
also had to watch Blade. That was a good role too because he did a good job as Whistler.
Yeah.
So, but that was sad. He's gone. Too many people are just dropping like flies.
Well, they're old, Joe, like you,
I'm not old.
old and decrepit.
I'm immortal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're immortal.
So, anyway,
Yes.
what else you want to talk about?
I don't know.
It wasn't. It is an interesting event because I didn't know that Batman was 85 years old.
That the Batman was 85.
85 years old.
You know,
And I wonder if that's the comic. That's probably the comic book.
don't know. Could be.
Okay, let's see.
What you looking up now?
The first comic book
Mm-hmm.
with Batman was 1939. The cover date was 1939.
Okay.
Detective Comics number 27. And the cover of the first Batman was spring of 1940 for a dime. And
Mm-hmm.
it looked like this. Let's see. Oh, wrong.
How you had it up? Oh wow, tiny.
Just trying to see if I can get it. No, I can't get it enlarged. But that was the number one issue, and it was 10 cents in 1940. Whoops, where'd we
Yeah.
go? What is going on?
I don't know.
There we go. Little technical difficulty.
Trying to break things, are you?
Yep, that's my job. So that's so it was his 85th, so that was probably based on the comics. Because that show came out in the late 50s or the early 60s with Burt Ward and Adam West.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you had the cartoons that followed real quick. Because they started and they originally, the Batman and those were based on the original, the TV series.
Mm-hmm.
When the cartoons came out, like the Super Friends and the Justice League and the other ones like that.
Yeah. I don't know. You think now that you got us going on the superhero thing, you think the superhero genre is going to continue for a while?
The what?
The superhero genre, the DC and Marvel. You think that they're going
Well,
to keep it going for a while,
I don't know.
or you think it's starting to come to an end?
One of them's got to start casting better. You know, some of their stuff sucked. I mean, they gotta. They're made so many flops. Like that Gotham sucked. That
Mm-hmm.
TV series Gotham. I
Oh
mean,
hell yeah!
whoever thought of a skinny penguin?
Well, not just that. I mean, that whole series was screwed.
Hmm.
It's so fucked up. It was not even funny. I mean,
So
it showed James Gordon, and then Bruce Wayne was a kid at the time in that one.
yeah, and
Selena Kyle, she was Selena Kyle, Catgirl or Catwoman or whatever. She's young like Bruce Wayne, and it's like, why you make them young?
yeah, it's like they tried to do the Smallville thing, but they didn't do it right. You know, where Smallville was kind of like a precursor to the Superman movies and series like Lois and Clark and so on and so forth. Where Smallville kind of, you know, you watched him going through his high school years basically,
Right?
and dealing with getting the new powers and trying to figure out when his parents finally told him, that he was from Krypton and all of that. He was doing, he went in and did all that research. I mean, they did such a good job on that, where it even got Christopher Reeve's approval because he appeared in it a couple of times. You know, but
Yeah.
it was like you saw a young Superman trying to deal with getting those new abilities. Like all of a sudden he's got X-ray vision and he's trying to control it, and it's he's like got to lock himself in a closet or something. You know.
Right. It's kind of like that's kind of like the animation that's on HBO right now. Well, My Adventures with Superman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, and it went through the struggles of arguing with his, adopted parents about wanting to play football, and the parents saying, "Well,
Hmm.
you could possibly hurt somebody, and I don't want you playing." And they casted it pretty well. I mean, the one that played his mother was actually Lana Lang in the movies with Christopher Reeve.
Hmm.
And then you had John Schneider playing Jonathan Kent.
Right.
You know, it's just when they started that whole Arrow universe thing too late, or they should have started it while Smallville was still going. That was another thing they did wrong. But you know,
Yeah.
because you got that series Arrow, and then it's been tied in with Flash.
Yeah.
And what's the other one?
Well, honestly, they should have. Um,
There's one or two more that it was tied in with. The Arrow universe.
what they should have done though is when they made the movies, they should have stuck with
The TV
the
actors.
TV actors because I think they did a better job, way better job.
Yeah, yeah. How many different times have they had somebody play Spider-Man, and then how many different times has
Well,
Batman been played by a different actor?
you've got um, three different ones that's played Spider Man. Well, actually more than that, but out of the newest ones, you got Tobey Maguire. He was the first one to play Spider Man when they redid those. Um, then you got Andrew Garfield, he was the second one to play Spider Man. He was the Amazing Spider Man. Then you got Tom Holland, who plays Spider Man, and he's the new Marvel Spider Man.
Yeah, the one that gets Tony Stark tech.
Yeah, and the way they explained all these um, different Spider Men, they were saying that they're in the same timelines of the universe, but from different universes, and that's how they brought them all together with in Doctor Who, Multiverse of Madness. Or no, that wasn't Multiverse of Madness. That was
Whatever. I mean, I know they were all brought
yeah,
together at
it was
one
the, it
point.
was the Doctor Who. It was the Doctor Who. It was one of the Doctor Who uh, movies, I believe. But they brought them to you know they brought all three of them together.
Uh, you know, it's just that some of their stuff doesn't make sense. I mean, they can only take some of those superhero movies so far. You know, I mean, I don't know how much farther they're going to be able to take the Avengers. You know,
Right, and that's the thing. I don't know if they're gonna.
what bigger foe was there than Thanos? They didn't really have to come up with something.
Well, um,
I mean, I know the Avengers there was a lot more than what they
Kang,
showed too.
Kang the Conqueror. He's supposed to be a badass too. He actually controls time. Um, he's the one that got introduced in Guardians 3. Oh, no, not Guardians 3. Guardians 2. I think he was in as
You
a part.
know, and then
And
they
then,
can always
and then
take
Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantum Mania. That was where King actually really got introduced.
and then you can only take Batman so far. You can only take Superman so far. And then you've got, what is that? The Fantastic Four. Well, they've kind of fucked that up.
Don't get me started on that.
You know, and then you got the X-Men. Well, they've taken that, I think, almost as far as they can take it. You know, I don't know. I'm getting tired. I get excited for some of them, and then some of them they get disappointed.
Well,
And
that's the
then
thing. You
and
get
then
excited
because the
for them,
world
and then they screw it up.
and
You
then
know,
how,
they
and then because the world turns soft, we'll never see Almighty ISIS. You know,
yeah,
you'll never see her, and that's sad too because that show uh, did some crossovers with Shazam back in the day.
yeah,
They started. I think they started the one, and then they were having success with the one because they were using two actors, kind of like they did for the Incredible Hulk. You had Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno. Um, they were using two actors for that. One is Billy, and one is Captain Marvel, and so they decided to try to bring. They brought the Mighty Isis to bring in the girls,
yeah.
the teenage girl generation, because that's where their money was, and they knew it back then. But you'll
Right.
never see that. I mean, you go to garage sale today. I swear to God, I go to garage sale at some point and I see like a Mighty Isis lunchbox or something. I'm gonna snag that fucker because you're never gonna see anything like that ever again. Because
Yeah.
somebody took and made their group ISIS, and now that they were a terrorist group, that can't be used. But it was tie into the franchise right now because they did the movie on Shazam. The Shazam movie. It would have tied in perfect, and they would have been able to keep going. They're going to run out of things to do with that one too.
Hmm.
And they did a great job with Black Adam. You know, and I think they did right by the Aquaman thing. I mean, they made his outfit when he finally accepted the fact that he was what he was, and he came back with that green and gold, kind of like the traditional cartoon, but tougher and meaner looking. You know, I think they did a good job. With that because when you look at what they were going to do, it, they were trying to there was like a pilot. That's all that was ever made. A pilot. You can find it out there by searching Aquaman pilot, and it was supposed to be a TV series. And if I remember right, it had Lou Diamond Phillips in it, and the guy that played Oliver Queen in the Arrow series.
Really?
Yes. Now the guy that played Oliver Queen in the Arrow series was Aquaman,
What?
and Lou Diamond Phillips was his father.
Hmm.
But if you watch it, you can see kind of why that one didn't make it past the pilot. You know, I mean, think about it. The guy that played Oliver Queen as Aquaman, he looked with the blonde hair and everything. He was more like the cartoon from Super Friends. You know,
Yeah.
and you got this guy. And then when they did it right, I think, by getting Momoa to do it. That was the right move. But they paid tribute to the cartoon days with his green and gold outfit.
Yes, his green and gold outfit was the actual um, garb of Aquaman from the
Right,
comic books.
from our days, the comic books and the
Hmm.
cartoons. Right, they paid homage to him, but they did it right. But that pilot wasn't going to make it very far. That was going to be a TV series, and it kind of reminded me of what was that called? Man from Atlantis. There was a TV series called Man from Atlantis, and it starred Patrick Duffy.
Man from Atlantis and Star Patrick Duffy.
That's what that TV series was going to, remind me of if they would have went further with that pilot. Oh, I remember this series, Friday the 13th TV series.
Yeah, I don't think that went very far either.
That's where they went around and collected cursed items, wasn't it?
I don't remember. I don't even remember. I don't think I watched it. To tell you the truth.
I used to watch it. I think this was the one that they used to collect.
So was this in 2006? They were going to be making this thing,
What?
this Aquaman TV movie.
Yeah, it was going to be a
Lou
TV.
Diamond Phillips as Tom Curry, Justin Hartley as Arthur Curry,
Yeah,
Denise Quinos
yeah.
as
That was the
Rachel
pilot.
Torres.
They only had the pilot out there. It was going to be a
It says
TV
it's a
series.
TV movie.
It was going to be
It says
but
it's
it
a
was
TV movie.
it was supposed to turn into a series, like a weekly series, and it got canned after the pilot. But
Right.
the pilot made it to YouTube. It was big news when that first came out, and yeah, I didn't like it that much. So, well, you gonna try to watch it?
Huh? No.
No. Anyway, I suppose not much more. I don't know what else to talk about.
Oh man, that ain't what it was when I seen it. The Dodge Tomahawk. There's a supercar that Dodge made. It's one of a kind.
Yeah, what's it look like?
It looks like a fucking supercar. It's got composite and everything. And I could have swore they called it the Dodge Tomahawk. But when I looked that up, it shows a fucking motorcycle with like a V12 on it.
Wow.
And that ain't the Tomahawk. Oh, wait a minute. Here it is. The SRT Tomahawk. The fastest supercar in the world.
Really?
Yep.
What's it look like?
Hang on a second. I'll share my screen.
We could do the other hour of this. We could do the other hour of this and see if you can get on Steam, and we could stream us going through the Batman riffs.
I don't think it'll work, Joe. Remember when we did it last time? I lost all audio on here.
I know, but I'm just saying.
I'm just saying as
You
well.
gotta get that figured out.
All right.
That's not a picture.
No, I shared the wrong screen. Hang on. I think it's this one. Yeah. Here's the video of it. It's a video. It's this one right here. But this is the car right here. Watch.
Speeding at 700 kilometers per hour, accelerating from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 3.8 seconds, and stopping abruptly. Can you handle it? This is the Dodge SRT Tomahawk, claimed to be the fastest car in the world. It outperforms Formula One cars and requires the driver to wear a jet propulsion suit, otherwise, the intense G-forces could flatten you like a pancake. The car's cockpit and body are constructed using ultralight graphene materials, with the entire vehicle weighing only 661 kilograms. Equipped with a V10 engine and a unique aerodynamic system, it produces an astonishing total output of 2,690 horsepower. With a top speed of 700 kilometers per hour and a low-profile body coupled with advanced active aerodynamics, overtaking Formula One cars on bends is effortless. Can you handle it?
I hope.
It's got an air braking system.
I hope. I really hope and pray that my Forza game brings that car to the game. I really do.
Isn't that fucking ridiculous stuff?
That is fucking nuts. You have to wear a specially designed rocket suit.
Yes, they
Otherwise,
the
you'll be
driver has
crushed
to,
from the G-forces.
yes. Basically, the driver's wearing a G suit.
That's
It's
fucking nuts.
I told you that thing it's freaking insane.
I hope they bring that to one of the Forza games.
Yeah, that's almost as bad as the ME4.
Hey, give me a reason to play that.
It's faster. That thing's like crazy fast. You were able to hear the sound and everything as it was commentating,
Yeah,
or
I
at least
heard
read it.
Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah, fucking things, 2,600 horsepower.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I suppose we'll just end it. There's not much more to talk about unless you find something else.
Nah, I really don't have much.
So you want to try the game again? We can try the game again after we close out. Let's say goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye,
We'll
everybody.
see you tomorrow
1-2 with it today.
for Insane Asylum. Remember, anything's possible.
Insane Asylum tomorrow.
Even Joy says